It's now time for our senior Rotax final. 14 minutes plus an additional lap lie ahead of us. Let's have a look at the starting grid. So on the front row, it's Callum Bradshaw and Sean Butcher in the 301 and the 359. Then on row 2, it's David Altlechner in the 365. He's joined by the 391 of Archie Walker. The 374 of Kai Hillertz and the 395 of Kai Hunter. So it's an all-Kai row 3 ahead of Zsombor Kovac and Connor Jupp. Thomas Fleming and Miska Kaskinen complete the top 10. It's Farin Mega and Alberto Hurtado Gonzalez on row number 6. Jules Roussel and Mario Sidler on row 7. Daniel Armstrong, Janis Diak, Linus Henson, Eloy Gonzalez, Vilgot Edquist and Sam Bergstein complete the top 20. Yashiram Jankan starts 21st ahead of Elia Papacena, Mario Novak, Yere Vaiello, Anthony Boulou, Mika Barthélemy, Simon Gaspard, Camille McFarlane. Then we've got Ricard Weg Vargas, Maurice Schmeis, Davina Post, Matteo Pianizzola, Alexander Abkazava, Edward Matthews, Jaden Thien and Kieran Kay. So after this we will have 2 more races and conclude the action. We start our 2022 season in earnest. So just over a quarter of an hour of racing will decide our senior Rotax Winter Cup champion. Revs rise, we're in the tram lines. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior Rotax final is underway and we're off and racing. There's been a turnaround, oh no, backwards. And someone speared backwards into the barriers and that is Archie Walker. And who else was involved? I think I saw David Altlechner. 2 of the front runners before they'd even got to turn 1, and everyone concertinaed. And 2 drivers, unfortunately, being the ones that ended up on the wrong side of the fence, so to speak. A real shame for those 2. They had been pedaling really well all week. And now it's changed the dynamic. As Sean Butcher challenging Callum Bradshaw for the lead. The 359 from KR Sport was looking on the inside of the 301, going down the back straight away. Kai Hunter rounding out the top 3 positions. Connor Jupp is 4th. 5th is Miska Kaskinen. 6th is Kai Hillertz. Zsombor Kovac is moving across to the right-hand side of the circuit and has got through. I think probably might be behind Hillertz, which is the case. He's gotten away from Thomas Fleming. Alberto Hurtado and Farin Mega. Oh, and someone's gone off, and that was Connor Jupp. Oh my goodness, it was at the crest of the hill and the car just went off. Didn't quite see what happened there, whether there was a bit of robustness involved. And now the 308, that's Jules Roussel up the inside of the 372 of Mario Sidler, and everything's kicking off behind. It's 2 by 2, hurrah. Side by side through the double right, going onto the back straightaway. But Bradshaw and Butcher are moving away into the distance. And now Miska Kaskinen, who started 10th, is now up into 3rd and moving forward and is bringing along Kai Hunter with him for the ride. Connor Jupp is ahead of Kai Hillertz. That's the battle for 5th and 6th. And Hillertz up the inside. Kovac waiting in the wings. A 371 from Hungary. And then Hurtado, Fleming and Megger round out the top 10. So down the hill they go once more. So Rilets had an opportunity, but in the third heat to win a race. So here comes Thomas Fleming up the inside. That's the 390 of Hurtado. Megger's there. Oh, my goodness me. Linus Henson trying to go up the inside of Farin Megger. There's Jules Roussel. Mario Sedler will probably be behind Daniel Armstrong right now, which is the case. For this, the endurance factor of 2 races at full pelt, it's over half an hour of high tension, high mental dexterity, and also high physical exertion. Callum Bradshaw is keeping about 6/10 away from Sean Butcher as things stand. So we're 4 minutes in to this 14-minute race, and it has been unrelenting. David Outlechner has gotten up into 32nd position and has set the fastest lap of the race. And Archie Walker running down at the back of the field, and he's about 4.8 seconds off of Maurice Schmeis. I would think that there's a black and white warning flag. That's out for Linus Henson in the 309. Now Kovac up the inside of Kai Hunter, who has also in turn been passed by Kai Rilets. And that is Connor Jupp trying to, well, keeping it pinned around the outside of the top of the hill, and Thomas Fleming decides to slot in between the pair of them. So this scrap here is going to be carrying on for a little bit until Connor Jupp decides to put the 335 up the inside through the double right onto the back straightaway on Thomas Fleming. More changes for position. It looks like the favour's been returned, which it has been. Just over 8.5 minutes remaining. It's getting a bit feisty out there. Oh, my goodness. Connor Jupp up the inside of Thomas Fleming through turn 1. And Hurtado was there to pick up the pieces and goes up the inside of Connor Jupp into the next left-hander. Trying to effect the switchback. But the Spaniard unable to put that through into... Well, the theory's good, but the practice is something... doing the practical is something completely different. It's like a driving test. But now things are looking a little bit more interesting at the front as well, amongst with all the battles that we've got up and down the field. Miska Kaskinen has been pretty comparative on pace with Sean Butcher. And they're both running in the mid to high 1 minute 3.3s. As Fleming staying in the wheel tracks of Hurtado. Daniel Armstrong now up into the top 10 and on the last lap set a personal best for 1 minute 3.532. Unfortunately, Mario Sidler has parked the car, it looks like. I think he's out. The Swiss driver out of the race on lap number 5. With just 7.5 minutes to go plus 1 lap. Rilets is keeping Zsombor Kovac at bay. I spoke to his mum Christy yesterday. She said he's having to drive with one hand on the fuel line, and then one hand on the steering wheel. When the fuel leak was noticed, but that just goes to show how these drivers work around these problems, and that was case in point. So halfway through this Senior Rotax Winter Cup final, and at the minute, between the top 3, things have pretty much been a bit of a stalemate at the moment. think we could have had a bit of a different complexity at the front of the field had there not been the incident between David Altlechner and Archie Walker. And Walker's come off worse. Mario Sidler is out of the race. It's a real shame for the Swiss driver from JJ Racing. As now Thomas Fleming up the inside of Conor Jupp to take 7th position away from the 335. Altlechner has already made it up to 24th position. Elia Papacena up to 18th. Eloy Gonzalez up to 20th. Mario Novak is making a resurgence. And he's currently in 32nd position. So through the final corner come the leaders. Just keeping an eye on that gap between Kai Hilitz and Zomber Kovac. And it has grown. But then Hurtado and Roussel are battling away. Roussel's up to 9th. Thomas Fleming now up into 7th. And he's been battling away with Conor Jupp for the last few laps. As we have almost 9 minutes of this 14-lap encounter completed. And then we have an additional lap to add on top. Yeah, just keeping an eye on other things as well. Jaden Thien has made it up to 22nd, but is fractionally ahead of David Altlechner, who is moving up the order. Polish driver, based out of Vargord, is now up to 23rd and climbing. Mika Bartholomew's got past Jirei Vaiello. Yashiram Jankan rounds out the top 15. And black and white warning flag for the 373 of Thomas Fleming. As Bradshaw holding on to a second lead over Sean Butcher. They're both running in the 103.4s. Bradshaw the lower of the 103.4s. Mids for Sean Butcher, but it's fracture is 63 thousandths between the pair on the previous lap. Kieran Kay up to 25th, Matteo Pianizzola up to 27th. Archie Walker's now made some moves in his own right. He's managed to claw he's up up from what was 35th, now up to 32nd, so he's made up 3 places. So I'd imagine that we'll see how he gets on over the next 3.5 minutes plus an additional lap. There could be some good pace in that car, even with what happened. So let's see how the driver from Billericay gets on. And Thomas Fleming is, well, setting personal best, 1 minute 3.385. Currently 3/10 off of Kai Hunter. So they all go down the hill. So we're coming up to the last 2.5 minutes of senior Rotax action here at the 2022 Rotax Max Challenge Winter Cup here at Circuito Karting Campillos in Andalusia in southern Spain. Just keeping an eye on Miska Kaskinen. Kaskinen is closing the gap to Butcher. Black and white warning flag for the 323. That's Jaden Thien. Down in currently 23rd position at the moment. There's Kai Hunter. There's Thomas Fleming, not too far behind. The gap has stayed pretty much at a stalemate of around about 1 second between Bradshaw and Butcher. And Miska Kaskinen is trying to get closer to the Brit in second position. So Archie Walker now up into the top 30. He's now gone into 29th position and is going to be closing. He's about a good 0.3 of a second quicker than Sam Bergstein just up ahead. As Miska Kaskinen still trying to close in on Sean Butcher, but that gap has stabilised. And Kai Gillet's going fractionally faster than the Finn in front. And Zsombor Kovac is currently rounding out the top 5. David Outlechner now into the top 20. Has just taken 19th out of off of Elia Papathena. So, Polish driver. About to hit the mid-pack of the field. We head on to the penultimate lap of the race as Callum Bradshaw crossed the line with around 15 seconds remaining. So we look a little bit further back. There's the likes of Jules Roussel in 9th, following the likes of Connor Jupp and Kai Hunter. There's the top 3. Now will make their way onto the back straightaway. As the timer hits 0, Callum Bradshaw leads the way down the back straightaway for the penultimate time. And on this occasion, it's time for the final lap of the race itself. Bradshaw has led comfortably from lights out when he's less than 1,500 metres away from another accolade to add to his collection. In previous history here on the Euro Trophy, 2 teams have secured the senior Rotax title. The first one was Dan Holland Racing, and for the past 3 years it has been Strawberry Racing with Matilda Olsson. Good to hear from her dad Dane, who said that we are watching. So good to see that you guys are still enjoying spectating for a change with what Matilda's doing these days, racing in Porsches. But now down the back straightaway, 2 more corners remain. He won the pre-final, and now he does the double on finals day. Callum Bradshaw takes the Senior Rotax Winter Cup crown. Sean Butcher, for the second time in a row, has the runner-up spot. Miska Kaskinen, from 10th on the grid, finishes in 3rd place. But the biggest talking point was the drama on the start. We had dramas for both Archie Walker and also David Outlechner, which effectively eliminated them from the equation. But Callum Bradshaw wins by 0.84 of a second ahead of Sean Butcher, making it a British 1-2. Miska Kaskinen from Finland takes the final step of the rostrum provisionally ahead of Kai Gilets from Belgium. Zsombor Kovac in 5th ahead of Thomas Fleming, Kai Hunter and Connor Jupp, who ran at the top 8, with Jules Roussel and Alberto Hurtado Gonzalez running at the top 10. Daniel Armstrong finishes in 11th position ahead of Farin Mega. Linus Henson, Yashram Jankan and Anthony Boulou complete the top 15. Then it's followed by Eloy Gonzalez Moreno, Mika Barthelemy, David Outlechner recovering to finish in 18th at the flag, Jere Vajelo Luque in 19th, with Elia Papacena completing the top 20. Vilgot Edquist in 21st, ahead of Edward Matthews, Camille McFarlane, then Jaden Thien, Kieran Kay, Simon Gaspard, Archie Walker, Matteo Pianitola, Alexander Abkazava, Sam Bergstein, Mario Novak, Morris Schmeis, Ricards Vargas, Janis Diak and Devin Ross with Mario Sidler retiring on lap number 5.